The decor was from the 60s. The items on the shelves were vintage and unrecognizable. All the sales staff were dressed in old-fashioned clothing, but here's the kicker. They acted like it was completely normal, as if the year was 1965. Happy Valentine's Day!
Happy late Valentine's Day!
Did you guys have an amazing Valentine's Day? That's so great. My mother gave me that heart and told me, now you can replace that icky Ouija board thing and that sits in between you guys. I said, Mom, this pillow's massive. I can't be there full time. It's like elbowing me right now. Like, it's huge.
It's an armrest. It's so cute.
Sure, but 'tis the season, you know? We're lover girls around here or something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
We're just full of love.
Full of love.
I feel full of rage today.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure.
Guys, I'm on my period. Up under this is a heated pad. I'm feeling a lot better, but I feel full of rage and anger and contempt.
But she looks great, doesn't she?
Thanks.
She's just glowing over there.
Thanks.
She walked into my house and didn't say a word. When I'm like, so, you know, we're recording on Super Bowl Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've got shit to get done today. And then we're going to have a little party for ourselves for the halftime show and the food.
And the ads. We like that.
Yeah, sure. I'm here for Bad Bunny. Okay? I'm here for Bad Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
And for my buffalo chicken dip.
Yeah.
And for your piggies in a blanket.
Mm-hmm.
And for her deviled eggs.
Definitely.
And whatever else we decide to make along with that.
It's going to be a crazy spread.
Are my 3 priorities. And yes, we do all have party-sized portions for the 3 of us and her husband.
Leftovers.
I'm excited.
I mean, how do you make not a million pigs in a blanket?
You can't.
Tell me that.
That's illegal.
Right.
So yeah, I'm super excited for that. But anyways, she walks into my house as I'm stirring my buffalo chicken dip because, you know, I make it crock pot style, let it simmer all day, really meld the flavors together.
Period.
She has a key to my house. She unlocks the door, walks in. No words. No, hey. All I hear is my dog freaking the out. To the point where I almost question, is my house getting broken into? I'm like, you good over there? Silence. I have to walk out of my kitchen and into my living room to really know who's inside my house, right? Should I have brought a knife? Probably. It could have been an intruder.
She said, are you good?
Clearly the answer was no.
I said, I forgot my vape and my tampons. It's okay. Laura brought me tampons in a crock pot. It was a great surprise.
In a Dutch oven.
In a Dutch oven. Yeah.
Different.
Yeah. Different, but same.
They were just holding them.
True.
It's not like they were
simmering.
Yeah. Cooking.
You give me cooked tampons. Here you go.
Insane.
Nice and ready.
Absolutely insane.
It's like Little Caesars, hot and ready.
But that's just kind of the energy that we are starting with today. Hopefully my story brings some extra joy into this woman over here.
I'll be fine.
What the You know what we should have done?
What?
This is the alcoholic in me coming out. Made some coffees with like
Baileys?
Irish coffees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's stopping us?
I don't have Baileys. We would have to go to Greens, which we are going to Goodwill later, so we could do that. But at that point, we're probably not going to still be drinking coffee.
Yeah,
No, I can't drink coffee again.
Exactly.
We could do mimosas.
Ooh.
We could do mimosas.
Mimosas with our spread.
Pineapple mimosa.
I have pineapple juice.
Ooh.
Okay.
That just brought some joy.
Hey.
I knew it. I knew alcohol would be the answer.
Now, as soon as I get near the food later, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine.
That's so long from now.
It really is.
It's okay.
Well, can we talk about how every time we have a morning recording, I'm like, did you guys eat? And you're both like, no, I had coffee.
Protein coffee?
Now you're drinking protein coffee because I bullied you guys. You still haven't had anything.
And
I put
Sophia
protein
made
coffee
it.
in.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I
take
split
it
the
back.
protein drink in between us.
All right, I'll take
Yeah.
it back.
We tried.
And that's because her mood was something crazy and I needed her to have protein in her coffee and I wasn't going to fit an entire protein drink.
Yeah, I just came in and sat on her couch. until they all were like, "Are we ready? Go team!"
Gave her some ibuprofen, some coffee, some protein,
A heated
a
blanket.
heating pad, a blanket.
And let me tell you guys something. A man could never. A man could never.
I mean, a man could,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but do they?
Out of the ones I've met, a man could never. 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 Okay. This is why I love my friends.
Oh, T.
It's important to treat your friends like princesses.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
All of your friends deserve princess treatment. If you can't princess your friends, what the are you doing?
What's wrong with you? Shameful.
But anyways,
What do we have? Oh, intro.
oh, yeah.
Hi, guys. My name's Amanda.
And I'm Sophia,
And welcome to ZomBabes.
where every theory is valid.
Except for flatter.
Y'all can leave. But speaking of that, can we talk about the meme where every single conspiracy theory is coming true except for flat Earth?
How are the flat earthers feeling?
I hate, first of all, I will say, and I will stand on the fact that I hate that every conspiracy theory is coming true
Yeah.
because I kind of enjoyed being a little bit crazy. I kind of enjoyed imagining but actually this, and this. And everyone's like, that's crazy.
And then all of
That
a
was
sudden.
fun. Reality isn't fun when those things come true.
No.
But sorry, flat earthers. Y'all ain't got it.
Oopsie poopsie.
It just keeps the theory alive for them. You know, it really keeps the joy of.
Yeah, you know
Feeling
what?
special.
Actually, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I'm jealous because the theory gets to be played with forever and ever because it will never be proven correct.
Right. They can just continue with, nonsense and it doesn't make sense. But if you believe it and you feel good about it, go for it, flat earthers. Do it.
We still
Live your life.
live your truth
But that does not make it valid.
at all.
Anyways.
Pause. You have something on your lip.
Ew.
No, not there. It's on your lip.
Interesting.
I got it.
Thanks, girl.
You're welcome. Now
Like,
continue.
As I've literally been sniffling, I was like, please, God, tell me it's not a booger.
Imagine.
No.
I don't think I would have touched it.
That's literally, well, I was like, I don't know what it is. I only could think of a booger being there. So the fact that you were reaching for it gave all the fear in my heart.
A true friend would get the booger off your lip.
A true friend
Absolutely.
would let you know that there's a booger.
I think I've gotten some shit out of your tooth
Like-
before.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let me just
Yeah.
Queen's gotta help a queen out.
princess your friends.
As we said.
Pick their nose.
Real. Okay, today we are diving into a story that will make you question everything you know about time.
Time is not real.
It's not. Today we're talking about time slips. And more specifically, I'm going to focus on the Bold Street time slip.
Yes, I've been waiting on her to do this.
I can't lie. I'm not super excited. I don't love the way I wrote these notes, at least from what I can remember. But it's been written since October. Since the end of October, I've had these notes and I've just been sitting on them. So we're going to be learning together because I really don't remember what I wrote. I did not reread it before I pulled it up today.
Wow.
It's a surprise for all of us.
What can I say? I'm a professional.
What a way to hype this story up.
You know what? On And That's Why We Drink, M constantly talks about the fact that they have pulled up notes that are old and they are learning with us at the same time. So I don't think anything's wrong with that. That's what we're doing today. I'm taking my inspiration from M. They're amazing.
Pause.
Airplane mode. Yes.
Nobody can kill me.
Tomato.
Don't hit me with tomatoes.
Not
I
today.
realize. Not today. Today is not the day. I will throw it back.
I'm going to catch it and throw it back. Anime style.
I'm going to send you a meme and I really need you to clip it in. But it's you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, it's the one you showed me yesterday.
Yeah, that I sent to that man.
Of
Clip
a
it in.
tomato?
Someone throwing a tomato,
Mhm.
literally.
With the up head. His head is misshapen.
Oh, really? I don't think I looked that close at it.
But really funny.
Anyways, if you've never heard of Bolt Street, it is a bustling shopping street in Liverpool filled with vintage shops, coffee spots, and all the cool stuff you'd expect in a trendy city. But what makes Bolt Street really interesting is that some people have experienced time slips there. So people have stepped into the past while just walking down this normal busy street. So before we dive into really weird stories, I'm going to set the stage. Bold Street looks like another city street in the UK with shops, cafes, and tourists snapping photos. But more than a few people have reported experiencing a time slip while walking there. Imagine It's hilarious because I literally wrote, imagine, look at Amanda hard. Are you imagining?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll put on your thinking hats right now.
You're strolling down the street, just doing your thing, when suddenly you realize everything looks different. The cars, the signs, the people, everything has changed and you're in a different time entirely. So the first time slip report that really got people happened in the 1990s. A woman was walking down Bold Street, just a normal day. She was headed into one of the cafes when something caught her eye. A shop front she did not recognize. But it wasn't just that. The signs on the street were old-fashioned, something of the 1960s. So basically like 30 years before.
Mm-hmm.
The cars parked along the street were also vintage, and the people were all dressed in clothes from decades ago, skirts and suits from the 50s, big hair, the whole deal. At first, she thought it was some kind of retro theme happening, maybe a film or a vintage fair, some kind of shoot maybe. But then she stepped into the store and everything felt wrong. The shop she entered was not the one she had seen before. The decor was from the 60s. The items on the shelves were vintage and unrecognizable. All the sales staff were dressed in old-fashioned clothing, but here's the kicker. They acted like it was completely normal, as if the year was 1965. After a few minutes, the woman stepped back outside, and everything snapped back to normal. The cars were modern, the shop sign had changed, and people were dressed in contemporary clothing again. She was back in 1992. She didn't know what to make of it, but something clearly had shifted while she was on that street.
That's interesting. That's kind of like that one episode you did where the guy was hiking in the snow by himself.
Yeah.
And then he just like vanished and wound up in a separate place.
What episode was that? Do you guys remember? So I like don't remember that episode well. I don't know why. It was in the beginning.
It was in the beginning.
Was that not Third Man Syndrome?
Third Man Syndrome, I think.
Ah,
I think it was.
That was the last episode.
we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about Bruno.
No. But yeah, it kind of sounds like that where...
Don't worry, guys. I'm going to bring that episode back. That's another one I've been sitting on that we just haven't re-recorded.
Yeah.
I'm scared. All of our equipment will blow up.
We've upgraded a lot since then, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you just stepped into like you walked through a portal.
Yeah.
And then walked out of it. Would you ever want to experience that?
Kind of.
Same.
I feel like it would be such a cool thing. I mean, clearly when it's happening, I would be like, what the fuck
is going on? Am I dying?
I don't know if I would think I'm dying, but I probably would think the same thing of like, is someone filming a movie here? Like, it's too period accurate. I would also, like, are you in those clothes?
Probably not.
Or are you in modern clothes?
I don't know. I mean, maybe you'll get to this later, but I feel like most of these stories, people don't even see them. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I feel like I've heard both, though.
Kind of like you're a ghost.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, let me keep reading. Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe we'll find out.
Maybe we'll find out. I don't know.
I think I did better than she did, though, on our last episode because she let me get through one sentence. On the Anthony,
the Big Natara episode. One sentence in, I have a question.
Ew.
Okay, so you might be thinking, well, maybe it was just a weird coincidence, but here's the thing. This isn't a one-time thing. Multiple people have reported similar experiences, specifically on Bold Street. So there's a story of a man in 2015. He was walking down the street, probably lost in thought, when he noticed a cafe he had sworn he hadn't seen before. It had a retro feel to it, kind of like something out of the 1950s, with those like old diner booths and jukeboxes. Curious, he decided to pop inside, but the moment he stepped through the door, it felt odd. The whole place was full of people dressed in vintage clothing, like really vintage. The way the staff moved, the way they talk, it was all like a scene from an old film. There was even a faint smell of tobacco in the air, which felt a bit out of place in a modern cafe. But the weirdest thing, when he went up to pay, he noticed the prices were also totally out of sync with what you'd expect a modern cafe. The cost of coffee was ridiculously cheap. When he stepped back outside, the atmosphere instantly shifted. The music that had been playing stopped. He looked around and suddenly it was back on the modern-day Bold Street. He looked around, unsure if he had just imagined the whole thing, but he knew one thing for sure. He had just stepped into the past. It wasn't a dream. It wasn't a hallucination. It was a time slip. And this is a part where I'm mad at myself because I'm like, did he turn around?
What do you mean?
He stepped out of that cafe and was back in like normal time.
Oh, like, did he look back?
Right. Did he look back? Was it still?
I'd imagine he would have, right? And then
but
it's not old. It's
yeah,
yeah.
maybe. I don't know.
There's
But
no
it's
way
like-
you wouldn't turn back around immediately and be like, huh?
Hello? I don't know. Another story is of a woman who walked down Bold Street in 2017. She was enjoying a sunny afternoon when she noticed a small cafe that looked out of place. It was tucked between two modern shops, almost hidden away. Why are they all cafes?
That's what I was about to say. That every single one of them is a cafe.
Why is it always a cafe? And why is it always a place that they've never seen before?
Can you go in and get a cheap coffee? Because that would be sick. Like, I'm going to go to the secret cafe from the 60s or whatever and get like a...
You like plan your time slip and you walk out and you have like a vintage coffee in your hand?
Yeah. A 50-cent coffee or whatever coffee was.
Yeah. But every time you plan to do it, it's like you're not slipping any time. You're just like, where are you, time slip? I need my 50-cent coffee.
Mm.
So it was tucked between two modern shops, almost hidden away. But when she went inside, everything felt like a different time. Furniture was mismatched, the wallpaper was old-fashioned, and the menus were handwritten, not printed. All the customers and staff were dressed like they had stepped out of the 1950s and if she had entered another era. She ordered a coffee, took a seat, and watched as the barista, an older woman with a beehive hairdo, served a few more customers.
The beehives are crazy, by the way. The beehives are crazy.
I kind of hate that hairstyles like that aren't a thing anymore.
Mm.
I feel like hair should be fun. Like, everybody wants to do the blowout or like the,
everyone
the
wants to do a
thing.
basic kind of like,
Clean girl is so in.
I hate a slick back.
Clean
I'm
girl
sorry.
is, I mean, I like a slick back,
I hate
but can you
it.
spice it up?
I mean, I feel like you do a good job of spicing it up. Sometimes you'll do like the little 90s spikes or whatever. You
Yeah.
like buns or
Yeah.
something like that. Cutie pie.
Wait, what's cling?
Clean girl is like the light makeup, the dewy skin,
Oh.
It's like the
slick
no makeup,
back hair.
slick back hair and a low bun.
The
Sorry, I
most
just
basic,
laughed.
boring shit where they feel like they have to do that every single day. It's like an entire trend, like the beige and the cream
So
and the
just
whites.
like your
and-
normal, like every day, I don't really feel like putting on makeup is now a trend.
like
Yes.
one of the biggest trends.
Why is
And I
everything
feel
a
like
trend?
this is going to be a side tangent, but I feel like it ties into like Christian girl autumn, Christian nationalism,
Mhm.
because they want you to have like this basic,
It's about
like,
conformity.
yes, dye your hair whatever color you want.
Yes.
Do your eyeliner, do your makeup however the you
What's that one lady on TikTok or Instagram or whatever where she's like, stop putting shit brown on your brown eyes. Like, and she does like these gorgeous like green and purple and blue like
Yeah.
eye looks, and they look amazing.
I'm like, can we bring back 2016 like makeup in a way?
And that's
like,
the thing. So I see her doing all these gorgeous looks. I don't know where my colorful palettes went. I've been looking recently for like colorful palettes, and they're so hard to find. And if you
Mhm.
find them, it's like a little tiny palette that's this big. And
Yeah.
it's like,
and I used to never have problems finding a colorful palette. Like I still have
bro,
all
you
of
remember
mine
the James Charles? Like,
that I almost bought back in the day.
oh
yeah.
my God, I wanted that shit so bad. And it was every color in the rainbow. And it was apparently like the best colorful palette out there, but it was also expensive as
My favorite colorful palette is it's a NYX palette I have, but it's literally like every color in the rainbow, like all the
well,
The
and
reds,
so
the
that's
pinks,
the
the blues,
thing.
the greens.
NYX right now, they're doing like a little
Square.
nine square, or I want to get the blue jean one because it
Ooh.
has like a bunch of various shades of blue,
This girl loves the blue.
and I feel like it would be really pretty. But it's like I've never done colorful makeup, and I really want to.
Can I play on your face?
Yes, I've told you to do that so many times. We just never do.
Yeah, we need to make content of you playing with our faces.
I'll so do that.
Yay!
Last time I played with your face, it was with the latex and it went really bad.
That was that Halloween look. That
decided-
Halloween look.
Let's just put some blood on there. It works easier.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, anyways, side tangent to say, express yourself. You don't have to fit into some trend. Trends always die. It's just like how they try to make bodies trends. Bodies are not trends.
That part.
Makeup is not trends. Do express yourself.
And it's like, if you want to do clean girl shit,
No,
do it.
No shade, no tea. What do you know? Do your thing.
No hate, no shade. But also, don't be scared to express yourself just because nobody else is. I think that's really...
Do you think that goes along with, and maybe I'm reading too much into this as a millennial, as an old lady, but like, I do feel like I think that Gen Z is great in so many ways. However, I do feel like they're always worried about being embarrassed. So it's almost like
Yes.
they want to conform into this one trend.
It's one of those things where this generation has never grown up without constantly being recorded.
Yeah.
Or constant trends, like micro trends.
Yeah.
Like things that are trending for 2 weeks and then
And it's
over.
constantly shifting. And it's
And
like
it's
as soon as you feel like you've caught up, you're gone again.
And it's
How
so
about-
deep into consumerism, by
Yes.
the way.
Oh my God. It is literally just all about the fast fashion and consumerist trends of
Mhm.
today. And y'all.
Yeah. And that's not every Gen Z person, I should say.
No, I mean, there's plenty of people that are like looking at curated shit and like finding vintage finds and things.
For sure.
But at the same time, when so many people are pushing out fast fashion, the quality of clothes, it doesn't matter how cheap or expensive they are, the quality of clothing has gone down so drastically.
Mhm.
And then you go to a vintage store and all you're finding is like shit from Shein and
Yeah.
shit from H&M, and they're
Hate
all like polyester blend bullshit. I
Yeah.
say as I'm covered head to toe in polyester blend.
We're just doing our best.
Listen, all of this I think was gifted to me, and it's super comfy cozy.
It looks cute too.
Totally different brands, but they match.
Yeah.
But still, where were we going? Consumerism, bad.
I feel like a lot of it is falling into Gen Alpha too, because I see a lot of the people who are in high school and like coming up that are heavy, like all the Sephora kids, you know?
Yeah, where they're getting like all of the skincare treatments
You're
they
11.
don't need.
You don't need that. You're gonna up your skin before.
And
it
actually,
can...
you're driving the price up for everyone
Yes,
else.
stop.
So it's kind of rude.
Yeah.
like chill out.
You don't need vitamin C before you're like 23. I'm just going to say it, like, because you can up your skin, like, straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need a 10-step skincare
No,
routine.
I don't even do a 10-step skincare routine.
Yeah.
I'm too lazy for that
I-
shit.
Well, it's unnecessary.
Pro tip for the girlies, I used to struggle with acne when I was in like middle school and shit. I tried Proactive, I tried everything.
Mhm.
A simple routine, a face wash, a moisturizer, an SPF. There you go.
Mhm.
That's all you need. Chill out.
maybe a toner.
Maybe a toner.
Sure, add a toner.
If you want to feel bougie and add in a 4th step, go ahead. But like you really don't have to. Like, you know, just face
I
wash.
can't lie. I
and
used a
moisturizer.
toner more when I was younger than I do now.
Yeah.
But I can't put anything on my face without it reacting.
Yeah.
That's been my current struggle. If you guys know anything for faces that are extremely sensitive, let me know down in the comments.
But yeah, let's get off of our tangent and back to what we were on. Back to what we
Where
were on.
was I? Beehive hairdo. That's what triggered it.
Express yourself.
We're the beehive.
Wear the beehive. Dress how you want to dress.
Buzz.
Anyways.
Everyone acted like it was completely normal. Time was standing still when the women went to pay. She realized something was off. The prices weren't right. She felt like she had stepped into an alternate reality where everything had just stopped. First of all, being able to order a coffee and take a seat and not pay for it at the cash register, that already tells me something's off. When she left, she turned back for one last look at the cafe, and just like that, it was gone. The cafe had disappeared. There was nothing there anymore. Just the modern shop front that had always been there. She was left standing on the street in total confusion, wondering if she had stepped into the past, or maybe something even stranger. Yeah, I'm like, she had coffee. You know when you have coffee and your breath tastes like coffee still?
Mm-hmm.
Did she walk out of that and still like have the coffee in her soul, in her body? Whoa. You know? I don't know.
She had coffee shits right after.
She's like, I gotta go. The cafe's gone. One bathroom I could use. Okay, so now we're gonna get into some theories about why, specifically on Bold Street, these stories are happening. Why in this particular place? Well, there are a few theories that are floating around that might help explain the time slip phenomenon. The first one is the ley line theory. So ley lines, spelled L-E-Y, are supposed to be invisible energy lines that run across the earth. Some people believe they have mystical properties and can influence things like time and space. Bold Street sits right on top of one of these ley lines, and it's possible that the street's energy is responsible for these weird time shifts. If there's something something powerful in the area, it could be warping the fabric of time, creating these slips into the past.
I've never heard that before, ley lines.
I have heard of it a little bit before. I think they have discussed or touched on it on an episode or two of And That's Why We Drink. And I'm mad at my past self for not getting more information because that's all I have on ley lines.
I feel like it leaves something else for us to talk about in another episode.
That's true. I think that might have been why I didn't, because I think the ley line theory specifically could be a whole other thing. Another theory is that Bold Street might be a portal, a doorway to different timelines. The idea is that there could be an invisible rift in time, and people walking through it just accidentally slip between timelines without realizing it. This would explain why some people report feeling like they've stepped into an alternate reality or a parallel universe. It could be like those glitches we hear about in sci-fi where one dimension accidentally is bleeding into the other.
I mean, didn't they confirm parallel universes?
Kind of. What was that computer?
Oh my
We talked
God.
about it.
Supercomputer. Willow.
It's a technically
chip.
a microchip.
The chip.
Yeah.
The chip.
And I
or
know for a fact if they pretty much confirmed that I saw something about them working on time travel, which wouldn't surprise me. I don't know. I just feel like time is a real. Have you ever heard of the egg theory?
egg theory?
Like it's like the reincarnation theory that like in every lifetime you are reborn to learn a lesson, get into this higher place, and when you're reborn, you're not reborn into the future as a new person. You can be reborn in 1800 BC.
Whoa. Yeah,
1930.
I feel like we've had that discussion.
Yeah, time is not real.
It's not.
It's really not.
And also, if you say they've been working on time travel, that's why we've been pushed into this timeline that we're in.
I'm pretty sure.
We're in the bad timeline.
Hold on, can I look it up real quick? I want to look it up real quick.
That's really unfortunate that they've put us here.
Can you go back and fix it, please? Give me Bernie!
Was it when they were trying to split that atom? Do you think that's related?
Actually, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, yes.
Oh,
What
yeah.
year was that? That was when shit started getting real bad, right?
I want to say it was like 2019.
Yeah.
Right before.
Right before a certain something happened. Just let me.
Do you guys love our on the clock research? I know I do.
Who doesn't?
Live research for you.
No, it wasn't split the atom. What was it? They did that a million years ago. What was it that they did recently? It was something else. You know how to research that.
The Large Hadron Collider. So the world's largest and most powerful particle accelerator, a 27-kilometer underground ring that smashes protons and other subatomic particles at near light speed to study the fundamental building blocks of matter and the universe's origins. Famously discovering the Higgs boson in 2012, it uses powerful superconducting magnets to guide beams of particles in opposite directions, creating immense energy upon collision. I don't know. Clearly, we don't understand it, but there's a bunch of shit, matter, and literally the matter of how the world was created and everything was all being tested upon since 2012. So 2012 really could have been... Wasn't 2012 the year the world was supposed to end?
The Mayan calendar?
Yeah, that's a Mayan calendar.
Well, yeah, but it's like 2012 is when they got all this shit going with all these proton collisions. And maybe that's what triggered us to be pushed into a different timeline back in 2012.
Can y'all stop with time? Well, with it and fix it and then leave it alone.
Because wasn't 2012 when Harambe died?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me look it up.
Me and my husband were literally talking about this.
No, 2016.
Oh, 2016. Okay. We were literally talking about, he thinks that Harambe is what triggered the shift in timelines.
What's his theory with that?
I don't remember, bro.
So, yeah, there's some articles posted from 2025. There's this one from January 28th of this year where scientists are discovering how time travel may be possible. They're also trying to work on moving at like warp speed, like being able to travel faster than the speed of light currently.
Why?
So they can get to their neighboring solar systems.
Why?
Because white people love colonizing things. So they even want to colonize the alien solar systems.
I saw something about like
I don't know.
I think it was talking about Elon Musk and talking about like all of his really boring companies. And he has like a company that literally just like digs tunnels underground.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a theory that it's because, like, on Mars' surface, you won't be able to live on the surface of Mars, but you might be able to live underground in Mars. And
Sounds so fun.
so, because, clearly Earth is getting destroyed
And they don't give a shit.
and they don't care. And so, a lot of the things that apparently Elon Musk and his various companies are researching will, in turn, go towards living on Mars.
Allow the rich
for the
people
elite.
to survive. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. I feel like he's basically said it.
Yeah, but it's just crazy that, like, he's developing all of those things on Earth, just randomly drilling holes within the Earth,
Mm-hmm.
like it's not already up enough. But anyways,
That's where
back to
his
time slips.
little Tesla
We went on
cars.
such a side tangent, guys.
But a necessary one. Let's continue.
There's a video of Conan Gray doing that, and nobody knows what the sound is that he's talking about. And he's like,
Oh, yeah.
I know it's real. It's so funny. Anyways, so then, of course, there is the simple theory that it just could all be a residual haunting. Maybe Bold Street is sitting on top of an ancient site like a battlefield, a forgotten market, or even a place where something intense happened. Some believe that the past leaves behind an energy imprint, like a tape recording that plays over and over again. And that's why people experience these time slips. They're simply walking through a moment in history that's trapped in the fabric of time.
That's an interesting theory.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting theory. I just don't know if I can fully get on board with it, with the idea that I have around time. I don't know. It's interesting, though.
You mean the haunting?
Like, yeah, like the haunting of it being something that's like trapped. I don't know. I feel like time is all consecutive.
Consecutive means in order.
Like, you know what I mean? Parallel. It's like
Just
all happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Like parallel universes. Like,
Yeah.
right.
it's all happening at the same time. I wouldn't know. I'm not a scientist. I didn't go to
So you're
college.
saying it's not that they're seeing a haunting, they're just seeing
I think it's just like a parallel universe, a glitch in time where they're just stepping into somebody else's current active life right now.
But then do you think that's all what all ghosts are, is just a slipped into another time?
No.
Ooh.
There is theory of that.
Yeah. I don't know. So there's so many like demonic like entities, which we will be discussing in our next episode. That
Spoiler.
are just a little too evil for me to think that you're just slipping into
Okay.
a past.
Fair enough.
Things that are not human. I don't know.
So, why is this street so trapped in these time slips?
So busy.
Yeah, why is it this street?
And why is it always a cafe?
Why is it not somewhere else in Liverpool? The thing is, Bold Street is old. It has been around for centuries, so there's plenty of history packed into this one stretch of road. It was once the center of Liverpool's trade and commerce in the 19th century, and there's also a possibility that it could have been built on top of something ancient. The area has had its share of war, industrial upheaval, and social change, all of which could leave behind the kind of energetic echo, which might be what people are slipping into. Liverpool has also had a bit of a mystical reputation. The city has a history of strange occurrences, from ghost sightings to unexplained phenomena. It's a city with a lot of stories, and Bold Street seems to have its own secret. So now it's time for some stuff I found on Reddit. We're starting with r/glitch in the Matrix. This isn't happening, said. Time slip witnessed by a family of 4. I've had plenty of time slips in my life, times where the beginning and the end are way further apart than the middle can account for. And I think the Reddit stories that I found are just general time slips. I don't think they're specific to Bold Street.
Okay.
Because everything I was finding on Bold Street was about a cafe.
Yeah.
So, like a 10-minute walk taking 4 hours, that sort of thing. I've kept them to myself because, well, I was the only witness. And if we're speculating on something supernatural versus me just being crazy, well, I don't like my odds. This is different, though. This is multiple witnesses, same story. It was New Year's Eve. My husband, 2 kids, 13 and 9, and I were staying in a motel. We had planned to watch the fireworks from the balcony at midnight because we were in city center and they'd be all around us, but that was hours away. The sun had just set and the sky was a misty purple. I was making dinner, sliders, which at that point were 20 minutes from done. As I was setting up our plates, we started hearing fireworks. I checked my phone for the time and it was a little after 7, but the fireworks kept going on from a distance and the kids were getting excited. They went out to the balcony to look and asked me to come out. I kept assuring them they were cool, but the real show started at midnight. I started to wonder myself after a while, though. The fireworks just kept going, more rapid than I expected for 7 in the evening. I went outside and saw bursts of color exploding all over the sky. I marveled at it. If this was 7, what would midnight look like? Then I checked my phone again. It was 12:15.
Whoa.
I couldn't even tell you what I did after that. I was initially disappointed along with the kids and confused along with the kids. But the more we thought about it, the weirder it seemed. We all witnessed the sun setting literally an hour earlier. I'd started dinner while it was light out, and it was still hot and just barely ready. I checked the time and did the math for them for how long it would have been while the sky was still purple and the fireworks just kept going. It went from 7 to midnight in just a few minutes. I don't even have a wrap up for this. I don't know what to say. I'd blame it on my phone, like a clock being off, but that can't explain midnight right after sunset. We're in Utah, not the Arctic Circle. My husband works overnight, so he's used to time feeling weird, and that's what he chalked it up to. Son took it in stride because he's young, and time travel is his jam. Daughter and I are the ones wondering years later what the happened. She'll bring it up whenever there's a special occasion and I'm cooking, and neither of us can trust when something should be done anymore. We both wait on events like we might miss it because we know we already have before.
Time just like skipped forward.
Yeah, so it's like kind of like a time slip in a different way.
Yeah, you didn't go backwards. You
didn't go backwards in time. You didn't experience a different century. You just like
lost
a
hours.
chunk of time is gone, which is a time slip in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But what triggers that?
Aliens.
Ooh, do you think the entire family was abducted by aliens and then were placed back down?
Yes.
At midnight?
Maybe.
Interesting.
It sounds like kind of like our alien abduction
Yeah,
episode. That's what happened.
they missed time. Yeah.
Yeah. Weird.
Like your family member, who we won't say who it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
How they jumped forward in time and were on the other side of the car or whatever when they saw that. Yeah.
And hours had passed.
This one comes from r/paranormal encounters. Raging Ball of Fury says,
Me today.
My dad told me this one story. He was 15 when he migrated to the U.S. looking for a better life. He was walking on the side of the road mid-November and it was cold. He was hungry and there were no cars passing by, so he had no one to ask for a ride. It started raining and the sun started to set, so he got scared on top of being cold and hungry. He said he got on his knees under a streetlight and started praying for the night to be over. The same moment he said amen and finished his prayer, he felt a hand on his shoulder. He quickly dried off the tears with the back of his hand and looked up to a policeman standing in front of him with a worried face. He took a look around and then at himself. His clothes were dry and it was almost midday because the sun was high up in the sky. To this day, he has no idea what happened to time that night. The officer asked him if he was okay and gave him a ride to a nearby shelter after buying him a burger. Both the guy that picked him up and his partner didn't believe that my dad had spent the entire night under the street lamp. They had passed by the same place a few hours earlier and didn't see him.
I'm trying to do the calculations.
That feels like a parallel universe kind of
That
thing,
does, yeah.
where it's like, one situation you lay down to pray and then you're just plucked up and dropped in a parallel universe with something better happening, I guess.
Yeah.
Please let that happen.
Let us go into a better universe.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Wouldn't it be nice if all the crazy shit stopped happening? Guys, what if we walk out of this room and DT is no longer?
What if we walk out of this room and we have the big, beautiful obituary?
The BBO?
The BBO!
I'm tired of BBOs. I need a BBO.
Yo. What if we manifest that
Wouldn't it
right
be
now?
nice?
What if we're currently manifesting it right now?
All of a sudden, we're getting arrested because we manifested on camera.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you heard about the Etsy witches, right?
Yeah, they're banned now.
Yeah.
What?
Etsy witches are no longer allowed on Etsy.
I knew that these high-ups were doing some witchcraft because if you didn't think it was real, you wouldn't ban them.
Right?
If you didn't think it was real, you wouldn't ban them. So you know what? I'm not on Etsy, ho. I'm going to curse you today. How about that?
But yeah, so basically, well, and so I will say, I saw something, it was like Etsy, it's always been against their policies for which it's basically like providing a service is not something from Etsy. It's like you have to send an item of some sort or whatever.
I send you spell jar.
I wonder if the potions are still on there because, I mean, you can buy like soaps and shit, right? What the difference? It's all a potion. You know what I mean? Like you can buy all kinds of shit on Etsy.
It's just how they advertise it. I just know that the specific Etsy witch that cursed Charlie Kirk, her shop is now taken down.
Is she alive? Is she okay?
I think so.
Where can we support her?
I don't know. Anyways, this one, we're back on r/glitch in the Matrix. Endless loops of why says time slip / dimensional slip. Promise I'd post this story earlier on. Way back in 2004, I was living with a friend in England. We used to go walking in the countryside, out in the fields, and all of that. One time we were out walking and we spied a mini forest type thing towards the edge of a field. Curious, we went over to it. As we approached, we noticed a little pathway / gap in the trees, so we followed it. As we went along through the trees, the pathway became like an archway, as if the trees were growing in a perfect shape over the path. This went on for ages, maybe half an hour. Eventually, we saw daylight at the end, so we powered on along and made it out of the exit into open air. Outside looked normal, countryside, with the exception of a strange settlement before us. It looked like the buildings were made out of junk. Well, wooden junk. There were tiny people, 4 foot, maybe 5 foot max, everywhere wearing rags. They were all muddy and unkempt. They stared at my friend and I like we were aliens from another world. There wasn't a road, just a muddy path through the center of the buildings. No power lines, nothing modern. While standing there, I suddenly had this feeling like I had to leave. My friend said that we had better go, so we went back the way we came. It was a pity this happened in 2004 since we didn't have the tech to hand easily that you'd have nowadays to take photos and videos of everything. Anyway, we went back and discussed it a few times in the intervening months. Eventually, I couldn't stand it anymore and convinced my friend that we should go back with a digital camera. When we returned, we found that the trees and the entrance, but when we followed the path, it lasted a few minutes and emerged to another field, a normal field. We walked the perimeter of the trees, and it turned out to be a little square of undeveloped, unused land in the middle of 4 fields. No archway, no village. Suffice to say, there was no point in taking photos. I'm convinced to this day that if we hadn't left when we did, we'd still be there, wherever or whenever there is, to this day. Another missing persons report.
Oh, that would suck to get stuck in an olden time like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's like we don't really know if it's an olden time or if it's just like a random community where modernity never touched, you know?
Yeah.
True.
But clearly they didn't even have like buildings. They just kind of had like wooden junk houses, I guess.
Would just hate to be a woman stuck in like a really old time.
And yeah. I can't clean myself the way I want.
That's not what I was. I was more thinking rights, but
I mean, yes,
also,
that,
but also the smell. Yeah.
Yeah.
And disease.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, clearly they didn't stay long enough to really discover anything about them. So we don't know. Good. They could have all been women.
But that is crazy that she got the feeling of like, we need to leave like right now.
Speaking of all women on a place, this book that I've been reading, oh my God, it's so good. I'm almost done with it. Turns out everyone on the island is a woman.
No way.
Hey.
Wait, is that a spoiler?
It is.
Damn it.
Nobody knows what book I'm reading.
Yeah, I do though.
I do. It's kind of a spoiler. It's not really a spoiler, but it is like a piece of information that you learn late in the book. I haven't gotten to the part where it's relevant. It's just kind of like, Okay, moving on. Next story. This one's the longest.
Damn. I just look over and I see that book.
All right, everybody buckle up. This is the last story. It's also the longest story. Let's hope we don't go on too many side tangents during this one.
I'll shut up.
We're already at an hour, just letting you know.
Good, because our last episode was short as
No, it's
not the last episode. The one before that.
Yeah, it was kind of short. I think it was nice. It was
whatever.
It was long enough.
It's never enough.
Never enough.
Thank you. This is r/no sleep. MWMN19 says, I experienced a time slip during my vacation in France. I saw the past and the future. I know what you're thinking. You've heard stories like this time and time again. And to be honest, yes, most of them are probably fake. But bear with me. What I've experienced felt, at least to me, very real. It could have been a dream of sorts for all I know, but I have never had a dream so realistic before, and I haven't had one ever since. For a long time, I had the urge to share my story, and I finally decided the time is now. I was visiting France at the time, Bordeaux to be specific. It was around May 2018, if I recall correctly. It was a city in the southern part of the country, which had a lot of history. The region in which the city stands today has been inhabited since around the 5th century BC. Alongside many of its landmarks and old buildings, the city held a personal tie with me. My great-grandparents from my mother's side moved here from Canada around the 1900s, so you could say that this was my ancestral homeland in a way. I was visiting my then girlfriend. She urged me that we visit Paris first and then go on my little pilgrimage. Ultimately, I got my way and we went to Bordeaux. The stay wasn't all that interesting. She wanted us to go shopping and I wanted to go on walks exploring the older parts of the city. In the end, we compromised. She went to do her thing and I went to do mine. I wanted to go get a taste of the French countryside. I drove outside the city for a few hours contemplating my life choices. Around 5 or 6 in the afternoon, I found myself in a small town outside of Bordeaux. The town's name is Libourne. After I parked the car, I decided to go get something to eat from a small bakery and took a seat on a bench under a tree. The place in which I found myself was right next to the river Dordogne, Dordogne, overlooking an old-timey bridge. I'm like, insert the real pronunciation.
Say it in French.
Dordogne.
Dordogne. Dordogne.
Yep, that's probably it.
I don't know. I'm just a girl. I'm just a baby. You can find the exact place where I sat on Google Maps, actually. It's called, there's a lot of French words in here. Quai General d'Armas. After eating my meal, I leaned back and closed my eyes. I felt heavy and really tired. It wasn't too crowded, but I could hear the activity around me, people walking past me, talking, etc. After what felt like ages, I opened my eyes, and to my surprise, everything was different. No longer was I in a quaint French town, but in a vast plain with some farmland around me. I could see the river, but it was further away from before. There was little to no infrastructure around me. I looked around myself in confusion, muttering, "What in the actual fuck?" But before I could even finish my sentence, I could hear a loud bang in the distance, then another. I stood up from the bench, my fight or flight kicking in. Then I heard something whiz past me above my head. That was shortly followed by multiple explosions that flung dirt into the sky. I jumped to the ground, holding my head, and thought just when I was safe, I could feel the ground under me trembling. From the direction of the impacts, I saw horses. I shouted as if on reflex. It looked like a damn cavalry charge, and I was pretty sure that there weren't any reenactments in the area. I looked around where I can hide, but it was too late. I had to hunker down and hope for the best. I could feel the trembling ground shake even more as bangs and impacts surrounded me. I finally got the courage to open my eyes. I looked up. I was in a forest. In front of me, there were 3 people staring right at me. They were about 20 meters away. Behind them was a thick bush of some kind. They wore hide and looked like cavemen. They had spears in their hands. So I would say they were shorter than me, but much, much bulkier. They had strong brows. They looked like a perfect representation of a Neanderthal. I slowly stood up, not breaking eye contact with the 3 figures. I could see them looking at each other and muttering something in an unfamiliar language. The guttural language they spoke was not French, I can assure you. As I came to my senses, I decided to try and communicate with the men at the time, thinking maybe they can help me figure out what the hell was happening. "Hey, who are you?" I said in the most friendly demeanor I could after they cocked their heads in confusion. "Listen, I don't know what's happening. I think I was kidnapped or drugged. I really need your help. I don't know where I am," I said to the 3, who just started speaking to me in their unfamiliar tongue. After some back and forth, I could see them lowering their guard ever so slightly. Despite the inability to communicate properly, I was able to convince them I wasn't a threat. Before I could go on, I heard the bushes and branches behind me starting to break and shuffle. I froze, as did my 3 hairy friends I just made. I could see the 3 stare behind me, spears raised. I could hear whatever was coming closing in fast. Then I saw a huge, hairy, and horned animal was charging through the forest. Holy mother of bleep. I shouted, and as I turned around, I could see the 3 guys disappear. Bastards. I started running through the forest, and I was getting hit by branches every step of the way. I kept running just to make some distance between me and the beast. Soon enough, I found myself in a clearing, and I finally stopped to catch my breath. What? How is there a blank mammoth? Alas, I survived. And I thought I had a streak of luck when I saw more people in the distance. They approached. I could see one of them point at me, thinking I was being saved. I raised my hands and waved. To my surprise, or to my horror actually, one of them raised his spear above his head and threw it. He goddamn threw it because that thing was lunging towards me at a great speed, and from the looks of the trajectory, it would have been a clean shot to my chest. No, 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 I quickly said as loud as I put... This is written like a book. Okay. I quickly said out loud as I put my hands up to protect myself. I once again closed my eyes and waited for my demise. The sounds around me changed once more. This time, it wasn't the sound of chirping birds and a primordial forest, but a bustling city. I could also feel the air was different. I opened my eyes and lowered my arms. I was indeed in a city. But it didn't look like a city I am familiar with. It wasn't Liverpool, I am sure of that. I looked around and I saw a large wall in the distance. The street I stood upon was clear, almost shining. I was surrounded by white skyscrapers on almost all sides. The people were dressed differently, but not all too alien, and still as if the trends had completely changed overnight. I started walking around. I saw all kinds of things that seemed to be right out of science fiction. It's like I was in the movie Back to the Future. I roamed around some more. I saw that people started staring at me. I was dressed in a short-sleeved shirt and shorts. And to complete my look, I was full of scratches from my sprint through the forest. I finally stopped and looked at one of the skyscrapers. It seemed like some sort of advertisement going on it. I could see the text changing from French, Arabic, Chinese, and then to English, though the spelling was different for some reason. I could discern it saying something about barriers or walls, if I remember correctly. And it was soon followed by a map of the world that was animated, and it showed as the sea levels were rising. I watched as the number at the top went from 2020 to 2289. It was followed by a company logo. I was confused and horrified. Was I really drugged? What the hell does that bakery put in their sandwiches? Nonetheless, I figured the massive wall in the distance was due to the rising sea levels, maybe. I decided to try and talk to someone, but everyone I stopped just looked at me and muttered something before leaving me. I was ignored, despised even. I couldn't get why. Is it because I looked like a homeless druggie or something? I sat on a bench in a pristine plaza near what looked like some sort of shopping center. As I was contemplating what happened to me in the last few hours, I suddenly heard screaming nearby. I quickly looked in the direction in which it was coming, and people came out running from the mall in a panic. I stood up to get a better look at what was happening. People in the plaza quickly started running as well. I saw a man running past me and shouted at him in English, "Hey, you, dude, what the hell is happening?" The man heard me by some miracle and turned his head towards me, no stopping his sprint. "We're under attack," he shouted. "By who? Who's attacking us?" I retorted, but it was too late. The guy had already disappeared into the crowd of people. I decided my best bet was to run with the crowd, so I did. Moments later, I could see multiple streaks in the sky that went over our heads in a millisecond. Then I heard multiple explosions, and an aerial battle erupted over the city. I tried to get inside one of the buildings. I saw a beam of light coming in the sky, and I was blinded by an incredibly powerful light. I closed my eyes and shielded them with my hands. I could hear screams around me, the sound of battle in the skies, then silence. All of a sudden, the light disappeared. I could instantly feel the air became thinner. I opened my eyes and let them adjust for a few moments. To my surprise, I was in the same place. It looked familiar, at least. It was the same city. The main difference was that it was completely void of life. There were skeletons on the ground around me. Alongside the skeletons are what looked like soldiers in full-body suits.
Are we sure he wasn't tripping on like shrooms or something?
This sounds like drugs. This really does sound like he got drugged.
Was this acid?
He got drugged in that sandwich, apparently. The main difference was that it was completely void of life. There were skeletons on the ground around me, along with skeletons of what looked like soldiers in full-body suits. I walked around a bit, taking in the absolute destruction of the surroundings. Among the rubble and human corpses, I think I even found an alien. It also had a full bodysuit and helmet that masked the entire head from the fact that it had 4 fingers and legs that bent the wrong way. I think it's safe to say it was not human. Hell, maybe it was a genetically modified human for all I know. Alas, my main concern at the time was that I was panting heavily. I could barely breathe. The air was so thin that I was in a near vacuum. Despite that, I pushed forward. I came near the wall that I saw previously and that was probably built to hold the ocean back. It had a massive hole, though, judging by the fact that I wasn't drowning at the moment. Told me that I shouldn't be concerned by that too much. When I got closer, the sight I saw made my very bones tremble. It was a desert. All the way to the horizon it stretched, a never-ending desert. Did the oceans evaporate? What the hell happened? I couldn't even think straight anymore. My brain was starved of oxygen. I could barely breathe, and I was surely on the brink of going unconscious. I sat down on the ground, trying to inhale as much air as I could. And then I saw people. Alive, living, breathing people. They looked to be in yellow hazmat suits of sorts, and they emerged from the rubble of one of the buildings. They saw me and started to walk towards me, but I couldn't get a single word out, nor could I do a single gesture. My vision blurred, and I passed out. I woke up coughing out water, and I was wet from head to toe. As I got to my senses, I saw that I was surrounded by people. I looked around and saw a familiar place. An old-timey bridge, the pier, and the weather were the same as when I had departed to that hell. I came back. Thank God. That's how I am writing this to you. As how I ended up in the river, I don't have a clue. Allegedly, someone saw me jump off of the bridge. I don't remember doing that. I can tell you I wasn't suicidal, nor was I sick in any way. I don't consume any drugs, nor am I on medicine. I've even checked if the bakery had anything to do with that. They didn't, that they admitted. All in all, I was forced to get a therapist back home because it was thought that I had a mental illness or I had suicidal tendencies, which I do not. But it took the therapist 3 months to confirm that. I had the urge to share this story. It is one of the weirdest experiences I ever had. I also have to add that I indeed did have scratches all over my arms and legs and even my face. It is thought that it was because of the rocks on the bottom of the river, although I highly doubt it. I don't know, was it the bench that had some magical time-traveling abilities? Was it the baker all along? Was something else entirely? Maybe I am insane and don't know it yet. Schizophrenia? I don't have any audio-visual hallucinations. At least I have an interesting tale to tell, a horrifying one, at least to me. Of course, everyone I told this told me I was bullshit. People, be aware of benches in quiet places. They might take you to another world or another time. And the baker, especially the baker. Who knows? That guy might have actually put LSD inside that sandwich. Thanks for reading. Appreciate it. You don't have to believe me. That's fine. But do be careful out there and have a good one. Goodbye. And that's the end of the story. I'm out of breath. I am shocked that I read that fast. What do you think?
That sounds like drugs.
It really does sound like drugs. But there's a lot of things that happen that sound like drugs.
I don't know, man. Like drugs, I don't understand how drugs could do that. You know what I mean? I can't say. I've never done that and had like a huge trip and then gone to another world. Like I feel like that's not what LSD does.
Yeah, no.
Like you kind of like things kind of move a little and maybe some people see things here and there, but it's not like
well, and it
you're
also
transported.
does depend on the dosage that you do, but it almost sounds like it doesn't sound like LSD because LSD like alters the world that you're already in.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it does take people into a different world or whatever. I've never heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It almost sounds like a DMT trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, that would make more sense if they were.
But it's like DMT. Can't you only smoke DMT?
I don't know.
Can you be drugged by DMT like orally? Like you're eating a sandwich and someone slips some DMT in there and then all of a sudden you go on this crazy ass trip and then you wake up drowning?
It can be smoked, drunk as part of an ayahuasca brew kind of thing.
Okay.
Snorted, injected. So,
hey, yo, did someone inject him with DMT?
I mean, if it can be snorted, I wouldn't see why you couldn't eat it technically. It's all going in your body. It just might take a longer to,
activate?
Yeah.
Eating it, that doesn't make as much sense.
Mm.
Because, like, the reason snorting drugs happens is because your tissue in your nose is a lot thinner and it hits your bloodstream fast.
Right. Oh, DMT can be taken orally, but it is not active on its own due to rapid breakdown. It becomes orally active when combined with this other type of inhibitor, such as ayahuasca. So you have to have it with ayahuasca. So drinking it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's the only way to take it orally.
Maybe there are other drugs that are similar, like in that way that can be.
Maybe.
Or maybe this little town had their own little form of a drug that...
That's so rude to just thrust that upon someone.
I mean, maybe they don't like outsiders.
Maybe. Were they American?
I think so. I don't know.
He said meters, so maybe not.
Oh, true. I have no idea. I don't think it said. I just know he went to France. I don't know. It was a pretty crazy one. And I think the reason I added that crazy one is because it really was so insane compared to the other ones that were like, oh, yeah, stop listening to my stomach.
I didn't even say anything.
I saw the look on your face.
Like, and you're telling me you're not hungry. Yeah, that one was crazy.
I'm like, she's asleep.
Yeah, following that one was really hard.
Like, this guy did not edit himself in any way.
It was
like,
wild.
Here's all of it.
Yeah, it was wild. But it definitely felt like a book.
Yeah, it was a book. Yeah.
That was a short story.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, though.
I mean, okay, let's put us in his girlfriend's position. You're on a trip with your boyfriend or whatever, or girlfriend, I don't know who they are, and they go off and do their own thing. You come back and they tell you this story. Do you believe them?
I mean, if they were covered in scratches and shit.
How could you not? But also, he woke up in the river.
That part. It's like, I think I would just be more concerned for their mental health.
Yeah.
And I'd probably be like, oh, really? That's crazy. I would honestly probably assume that it was a form of psychosis that they went into.
Yeah, I think so too.
Which is also possible.
It's not likely, but it's possible to have such a break like that very suddenly and then go back to normal. That's not typical, no?
No, it's not. But it's like, typically, I don't know. Typically, you wouldn't admit something like that if you knew that you were going through psychosis. But typically, people don't know they're going through psychosis.
True.
I don't know. That one was a crazy one. I think time slips in general are kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I do think beehive hairdos should make a comeback. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. What do you have for happy hours today?
My happier hour is that we're all going to hang out later and have some really great food and a fun time.
I love that her happier hour is always food related.
Not always.
And friendship.
So,
I'm a Taurus. What can I say?
what can I say?
Let me live my life.
My happier hour is that I'm reading this really good book and I'm almost done with it and it's been 3 days.
Period.
And it's like a pretty good sized book, like over 300 pages, which is the longest book I've read in a really long time.
Oh, also, I'll add my happier hour is also that I am, I think I'm on like episode 50 something.
I'm like, cut that happier hour. That needs to be saved for next episode. We need to have a happier hour for every episode that we're
I mean, I will.
today.
I will. But I'm on like episode 50 something of Black Clover. It's really good.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
I
It's
haven't.
really good. They're all like wizards.
Wow.
Ooh.
They all get their own like grimoire and they can do magic. And it's
What's a grimoire?
their book
Their
of
spell
magic.
book.
Yeah. And the main
Everyone knows that?
Yeah.
and the main
Excuse
character
me.
is the only person in
Have
the
you
history.
never watched, what's it called?
Harry Potter?
No. What's that Halloween? Not Halloween Town. What's the other one?
Wizards of Waverly?
No. Halloween movie. Not Halloween Town. What's the other
Hocus
one?
Pocus.
Yes. Hocus Pocus. That book with the eye, that's
They
their
don't-
grimoire.
They don't
Yes.
call it a
Yes, they
grimoire,
do.
though.
Yes, they do. Viciously type.
They call it the Manual of Witchcraft and Alchemy.
Witchcraft.
Witchcraft. I thought they called it something else. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
they just call it Spellbook and Winnie's Book.
But I think someone else at some point calls it a grimoire.
Okay.
But yeah, I do recommend Black Clover. The main character is the only person in the entire world who cannot use magic.
Oh,
That's tragic.
yeah.
That's like in the movie Coco when that one sister doesn't have the power.
Yeah, it's tragic, but if there's a will, there's a way. He figures it out. Hey.
Spoiler.
I really like it. Hey.
Hey.
Hey,
Apparently really good. I've not seen a single bit of it.
I can't get her to watch an anime. Hey,
That's because she told me to watch Frieren.
Frieren is really good.
Slow, and I've had to restart the first episode 7 times.
okay. Start on like another one. Start on Solo Leveling. That will actually catch your attention off rip. Frieren is slow starting, but
I thought it was nice. It's
yeah.
calming.
I couldn't lock in.
She doesn't lock in. She doom scrolls before bed. She doesn't watch TV before
That's
bed.
true.
I've been stopping. I've been reading.
Good.
Good job. But yeah, watch Solo
I'm
Leveling.
trying to get off my phone.
That catches your attention off rip. It's probably my favorite anime I've watched.
Well, see, why does it sound like there's a million birds right
It does.
Mhm.
God.
The sun is out. But yeah, guys, that's all we have.
Hopefully for our next episode, she's got a little more energy.
After that storybook, I'm just a little sleepy now. It felt
Girl,
like my
you was
mom read
sleepy
me
the
a bedtime
whole
story.
time.
I had energy. Now
All I'm gonna do is talk shit.
now
Wake her
my
up.
eyes feel heavy. I feel like my mom read me a bedtime story. Now I'm ready to. Yeah, that's how I feel.
That feels like an insult.
It's not an insult.
It's not on you.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Subscribe. Smash the bell. Get notified. Check out our socials.
email us your stories. Also, if you want a hoodie or any other kind of merch, let us know so we can actually look into a storefront of some kind.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's all we got for today.
that's it, and that's all.
Bye!
Chaos.
What's new? Bro, when I tell you I'm fully out of
Recording.
breath trying to speed read this story,
Jesus Christ. I feel like I'm going to have to cut some like this is so long.
but it's so good. God, I'm out of breath. This is such a long story. I'm still, like, there's still a scroll.
We have like 7 to 8 minutes of battery. So
Okay.
you know.
Cool.